Our project is on pet food, and it is by Isabel, Camilla, Emmeline, Jocelyn, and Jalen.
Around 20 to 30% of environmental resources such as land, water, fossil fuel, and etc. are used in the production of pet food.
Meat and bone meal is the leftover organs, fat, tissue, and meat from poultry, swine, and cattle used for essential protein for animals.
Bacteria are by far the most common source of illness from food.
Pet food manufacturers generate economic value through the supply chain.
So this is my project's introduction. Meat and bone meal is the leftover fat, tissue, organs, and meat. These leftovers are from poultry, swine, and cattle. Poultry use meat and bone meal in their feed to help chickens in the egg production. It also helps them gain protein needed for meat, and it has essential amino acids. This ingredient is cost-effective ingredient that helps animals get essential protein. Meat and bone meal is used as a fertilizer and fuel for plants. It is used as a viable alternative for mineral fertilizers because it is rich in nitrogen, phosphorus, and calcium. Meat and bone meal has disadvantages to animals. If animals consume a large portion of this ingredient, they can get poisoned. It also contains toxic insecticides or fertilizers that may be harmful to animals. In addition, study shows feeding meat and bone meal to cattle spreads BSE, also known as mad cow disease, which is extremely rare. My research question is, what percentage of the ingredient meat and bone meal is going to dog food, and what percentage is being divvied out to poultry feed? If the percentage of meat and bone meal used for dog food is roughly 500,000, then the quantity for poultry feed is 49 to 52.8%. My data and methods. My dataset is a reverse engineering methodology that was conducted to regulate the worth of different ingredients in various pet food products without knowing what was in the recipe. They used data from a representative sample from June 2008 to June 2019. This graph shows that in the study for dog food ingredients, corn had a total of roughly 900,000, and the second ingredient was meat and bone meal with a total of roughly 500,000. My conclusion is, what this study revealed is that the ingredient meat and bone meal has a higher percentage in dog food rather than poultry feed.
I'm Jocelyn, and this is my project introduction. To start off, I want to begin explaining what zoonotic diseases are. They're pretty much diseases that are spread from an animal to a different species. And there's a trend toward increasing meat quantity and quality in pet food. And this results in further increases in consumption of animal products by pets. From over 1,400 infections that we have, 60% of those are known to be zoonotic diseases, meaning they can be transferred from animal to human. Bacteria are by far the most common source of illness from food, and some of these illnesses can include E. coli and salmonella. For my research question, I want to know how we can prevent our pets from getting zoonotic diseases due to their consumption of food. And my hypothesis is that the consumption of raw meat and foods is a huge factor in animals getting these diseases. For my data and method slide, I'm presenting you guys a graph from 2012, and it pretty much represents an outbreak of salmonella. And it shows you the number of people infected and what dates. We can see that there's a high increase throughout May and June. For my conclusion, it's concluded that most of these diseases do actually come from raw meats. So that's how a lot of animals get infected. So we have to be cautious about what we're feeding our pets.
Hello, this is my introduction. So around 30 to 50% of beef byproducts are found in pet food such as dog food. This ensures that the dog is getting enough animal protein and fat to help and maintain bone structure. Pet food manufacturers generate economic value to the supply chain. So pampering has increased and the options for pet food with high quality meats has kept pace. That means that pets are increasingly eating cuts of meat suitable for humans. Animal health and welfare are vital to beef sustainability. Healthy and comfort animals have higher production efficiencies and less impact on the environment. My research question, I'm researching how does beef production support dog versus human food. My hypothesis is if the production of beef byproducts decreases, then we can expect a lower rate of inclusion from the byproducts that to be found in different types of dog food. My data, I'll be showing you the comparison of how much cattle byproducts are used in different types of pet food, more specifically dog food, because there's different types of pet food that vary within dry and wet dog food. So the picture that I'm providing right here shows the ingredients of both poultry and beef byproducts being found into wet dog food, and these wet dog foods are really good for the dogs. And yeah. Conclusion: many byproducts are found as ingredients for many types of pet food, which includes the protein needed for dogs. Without the byproducts in cattle or any animal, the inclusion from this would decrease, such as dog food. Majority of the dog food is made with beef or chicken byproducts, and without this, we will see a definite increase in this ingredient.
This is my project introduction. So, corn is one of the most used ingredients in dog foods because it is cheap to produce, which makes it cheap to buy. It's a primary source of energy in the form of calories, and it provides small amounts of certain vitamins and minerals to the dog's diet, which the dogs get proteins effectively from corn. My research question and hypothesis is how does the production of corn directly affect the production of dog food? And then my hypothesis is if cornmeal is included in dog food, then the nutritional value of the dog food increases. So the data set that I used was the total dog food ingredient quantities in the US corn production, which you can see right here in this graph shows that corn is the number one used ingredients in dog food. My conclusion is that this study has concluded that the inclusion of cornmeal in dog food means that the nutritional value of the dog food increases.
Hello, this is my introduction. So pet owners are moving on from heat-treated processed foods such as kibble, and they're switching over to raw pet food. And the owners are thinking that their pets are showing positive health effects because their pets are increasing in stool quality. But although the diet seems healthy, there are downsides because it may cause health complications and illness infections. For my research question, I put, how does the preparation of pet food affect the safety outcome of the food? And my hypothesis is, if pets are fed a raw pet food diet, the risk for negative health diseases will increase. So here for my data set, I put 3 experiments regarding cats and dogs where they were all fed raw pet food. And for all of them, they ended up getting something called vitaminosis, which is where they have an excess of vitamins in their body. And so for all of them, it caused an excess bone growth. So you could see like in the MRI scan of the dog and the cats that they have more bones than they should have. So my conclusion, I put, there is very little evidence pertaining to the positive side effects of feeding pets raw food diets. Due to the organicness of raw pet food, there is an imbalance of vitamins that pets cannot digest in a healthy manner. So overall, commercial food is less risky than raw pet food since it is modified to meet the nutritional needs of the pets. And here's our reference page.